Shyla is a gentle soul. She's always really happy, really content, easygoing. She's very caring.
For me, as the father of the daughter, I just love that. I love that. She was from the beginning, different, and she plays the middle child perfectly. She can ringlead those two boys without them understanding what's happening. And she is the princess, and I think both boys know that. I would say she is vivacious, and she is entertaining, and she just has a real zest for life and friends and loving.
So she had been complaining for several months, but really far and few between, that her body hurt. She just simply would tell me, she'd wake up in the morning and say, "Mama, my body hurts." And I'd say, "Oh, honey, well, where does it hurt?" Hoping she could point to something, never pointed anywhere, just my body hurts. And then she'd play like normal and she'd eat normal and she would act completely normal. And it was kind of the end of summer and the nights were starting to cool off, so I wanted to open up the windows one night. But this was in the middle of the King Fire. So the next morning, Shyla and her older brother woke up with a really bad cough, like a barking cough. Well, her older brother's cough went away in 2 days and hers just kept on going. And she couldn't get rid of it. And then the barking cough turned into being very difficult for her to catch her breath. It was October 6th. My husband had just left on a business trip to Washington, D.C. that morning. And I had been watching her carefully and, sorry. So she was sleeping and she'd been wheezing when she was sleeping. And I went to turn her because I was watching her breathing and it sounded so bad. So I went to go turn her to see if I could get the wheezing to stop. And she kind of woke up and she couldn't catch her breath. And I threw her on the bed and I breathed as hard as I could into her. And she started breathing. And I threw her in the car and went to the emergency room.
When I had heard from Tara that they were gone to the ER, and of course, being that far away, and I could tell that there was urgency. It was time to get on a plane and get home and try and understand what was happening. So we weren't quite sure then what it was, but obviously we knew it was worse than we thought.
I'll never forget the team that walked into a room. The first thing out of her mouth was, "Hi Tara, this is Dr. Pawar from Pediatric Hematology Oncology." And I just wanted her to take those words back.
I think the part we struggled with the most was knowing that it was cancer. It was heartbreaking.
This one, a port. It also causes my port. You can see it a little bit, but not that much.
I think we've been fortunate through this process that Shyla doesn't really understand the circumstances that she finds herself in, to the point of looking at how she perseveres and pushes through, and it's not life or death for her, it's just life. I wasn't familiar. I had, of course, heard of Make-A-Wish. But you really don't understand the power of Make-A-Wish until you're a part of the wish process. And you see all that everybody has done to invest in Make-A-Wish and how much light it brings into the darkness.
My wishes were I can be a princess, or I can buy an RV and go somewhere.
The RV is certainly something that came out of a trip we took in 2013 to Montana, and I think for months, if not the entire next year, between her and the boys, they would point out RVs. I mean, they just were so impressed with that trip.
I see with Make-A-Wish and just getting out and just activities that they do makes a difference in their health and their fight for life.
I feel like we are crossing over to a more normal life, and this is going to be an amazing part of her journey into better health, better living.
Well, this experience is one that you walk through together. And I think what makes the Make-A-Wish program so important to a family and so important to their journey, this is an appointment for fun. And that's a great appointment to have.